Welcome to the Sponsored Rider Club podcast, your guide to motorsports sponsorship. Here's your host, Josh Weesey.
All right, welcome everyone to this episode of the Sponsored Rider Club podcast, live experience. This one is featuring Shelby Mahon. So just a couple of quick notes on the live experience. It's a little different from the other shows. I'm recording it off of Facebook Live. So this specific one was recorded on May 21st. And essentially, go through the live show. There's a Q&A at the end, and I post it up for the audio version. So if you look at the other shows, the comparison is this one, the audio isn't quite as good because it's going over a live feed. And then also, I don't go through and do all the fun editing stuff. So it may be a little bit choppier than some of the other episodes, but definitely encourage you to listen to this episode. We talk about how to prepare for live events, and also we get into some fun topics and different Q&A from the audience. So check it out. Let me know your feedback at iTunes. Leave a rating and review. That would be great. Without further ado, let's hop in. So today we've got Shelby Mahon coming on. She's actually already is on. Wow. Shelby, you're the first one. You're on top of this whole thing. We got Corey on as well. But Shelby is coming on today, and she's going to talk about how to prep for live events, which is a big deal for a lot of people. I know I'm selfishly going to pay attention to what she says, too, because I've got some events coming up later in this year I need to prep for myself. But before we get into that stuff, I have a few things I want to cover with you. First off, thanks again for joining. Really glad to have you experiencing this. And also, if you're a listener to the regular podcast, appreciate the support there. This podcast is powered by AMSOIL. So if you see I'm repping AMSOIL here with my shirt, too. AMSOIL is a phenomenal product, phenomenal company. I've been learning more and more about them. I thought I knew a thing or two about AMSOIL. I know nothing. Zilch. They make so much stuff I can't even comprehend it all. Like fogging oil and like brake cleaners, and I think they even make like a gun lubrication. It gets nuts how much stuff is out there. So if you think you know AMSOIL, you probably don't, just like me. And go check them out. Check them out. And the show is also brought to you by GSP XTV axles. Now, Bold Racing is running these axles in their cars, and they got some big things coming. I wish I could just talk about all of it, but they got big things coming. And really cool thing about these axles, too, is you can get them through Bold Racing. So get a hold of Jimmy Moore, send him a message, and he will set you up with a set of these axles. So good stuff. Looks like we got Jimmy Jones on, too. Hello from Kentucky, representing. Kurt Krabs is on. What's up? Corey again. And then Chris is on. Hey, Chris and Kurt, just one of the things, whenever I see you guys on here, I always think of clamped. Keep it clamped. That's what the folks down in Ohio say when they're riding their sleds. Keep it clamped. Well, I want to remind folks on this live experience, one of the best things about it is you can interact. So leave comments, throw some likes, some thumbs up, share it to your friends, share it to your pages, share it to groups that you are a big part of. Go ahead and invite people to join, all this stuff. It's great to bring more exposure to the show right now. And the best part, too, is at the end, we're actually going to be doing some questions live. So you can type your questions at any point during the show. I'll try to go back through and find those. But feel free at any point to ask those questions. We'll see if we can get them answered. Looks like we've got a few more people, too. Adrenaline Junkie Prod. Hello. All right, well, hey, I think it might be time to bring Shelby on. So I'm going to go ahead and start adding her. In the meantime, go ahead and drop some notes, drop some comments. And if you are listening to the replay right now, hit hashtag replay. Hashtag replay. This is always my favorite part, is adding the guest. Seems harder than usual. I don't know what I'm doing wrong here, guys. Hey, there's Shelby. All right, let's see if we can get her on the call here. On the viewing screen here. Hey, you are ready.
I am ready to go.
How's it going?
It's going fantastic. I actually just got in from mowing my lawn. I can't believe it's summer already.
Yeah, right. That's wild. I feel like summer never left the Michigan area. A couple people here I rode with this year, Chris and Kurt were riding with me. We did a little bit of dirt mobiling this year. There's a little bit of snow here and there, but most of it's dirt and rocks and things like that. But hey, we ran the sleds anyways, and we had a good time.
Hey, that's all that matters, really, right? Having fun.
That's it. I think I rode more miles this year than I have in the past decade. And I think we had the least amount of snow in Michigan that we had in a long time, too. But I'll tell you what, I got to put the new Stud Boy traction and carbines on there and just right through the rocks, no problem.
Oh, right through the rocks. That should be their new ad campaign. We don't need snow. Rocks work fine.
Exactly. Well, Shelby, I really appreciate you taking the time to come on here. You actually go live quite a bit, so this is probably a little bit more comfortable for you than it is for most people. That's why I didn't have to coach you through any of the prep work stuff. You just knew what to do.
Oh. Hey, I was nervous. Everyone should always be nervous because you're live. You really got to pay attention to what you say. So you got to be nervous all the time.
Exactly. Yeah, the podcast that I do, I could edit it at any point. Like I do. Actually, every single show I edit out a bunch of stuff that I mess up. And you can't do it live. But yeah, we got a few more people coming on too. So Julian, welcome to the show. Yeah, anybody as you come on, just leave a quick comment. That way we know you're listening, you're paying attention. And always leave questions. Leave questions.
Oh,
yeah.
Lots of questions.
So Shelby, what?
My boyfriend Julian's on. My mom's on. Thanks, guys.
Oh, okay. That's why you got some supporters on here. Okay, I see what's going on here. That's good. Okay, Alan, hello. And just a reminder for folks to invite your friends, share it out. That way we get more exposure. But, Shelby, we're going to talk specifically about live event preparation in a minute here. But I don't know, is there anything else that you've just kind of been up to? You want to kind of bring us up to speed?
Oh, my gosh. There's always so much going on. Actually, really exciting, kind of leading in with the event stuff. I'm racing off-road for the very first time ever in a Jeep Cherokee XJ, I believe. Weekend for the very first time with the TMR Customs off-road series here in Ontario. So that's super new. And going on with the whole social media thing, I'm kind of starting this new Motorhead Maiden thing where I'm going to really kind of up my own social media game for a change. Instead of telling everyone else what to do, I'm going to take my own advice and really bring everyone into the loop with my racing stuff. Yeah.
Oh, that's awesome. Melissa's on, Sharon, hello. And I got a couple pictures back here. You're not going to be able to see them right now on the show, but that pink Jeep is pretty cool. It's pretty cool. It's awesome.
Right?
Scott, welcome. Welcome to the show, Scott. Yeah, definitely. Well, let's go ahead and get into this whole... Oh, yeah.
Like I said, got a call Busted Knuckles. I raced their sled for them. I did a hill drag with them for Calabogie. Done a bunch of really cool stuff lately. You guys got to check. That's all.
Nice. Well, let's get into some of the topic here. Let's talk about live event prep. It's a big deal for racers, right, or riders, people going to events. Like, what are the things they should be thinking about? What are the things they should be preparing for ahead of time?
I mean, it's kind of hard to wrap your head around your race weekend. I know people are extremely busy, but the thing is, you really have to concentrate on your live presence. It's so key nowadays. I mean, look, we're live right now. Right? Everyone will what's going on as it happens. Mm-hmm. So, I mean, you just got to kind of like think about your weekend. There's kind of a simple template that I tend to follow leading up to everything. I tend to think about things 2 weeks in advance. I'll make about 4 to 5 posts the week before a race, kind of like some prep stuff. If you're fixing things, like Amanda with our Jeep, she's been posting pictures of her welding, and we were over there. I was wrenching with her. So we've been posting some pictures of that kind of stuff. That's a good way to promote it. So, of course, having a new build helps because it's something new and some new stuff to go back to. But you can always do throwback posts if you've done the race before. If you have friends that are going to race it, you can share their content as well. Any practicing you do, that's a big one as well. You definitely want to promote that. It's a great opportunity to tag your sponsors. So,
yeah, definitely.
Next up, usually a week before the event, you want to kind of up your game a little bit. Start posting, when you're packing your gear, it's a great shot. This week you'll definitely see some pictures of my new gear from Gamma Power Sports. Obviously wearing a Fly Racing jersey right now. So you got to kind of look ahead. You got to pack your proper gear for your sponsors as well. So you can tag them, take some pictures, look at your machine, that kind of stuff, last minute prep work. there's so much stuff that you just have to take a second to think about. Snap a picture.
Yeah.
It's easy.
Well, that's good too. Yeah, you mentioned that thinking about it a couple weeks ahead of time. I mean, probably people get really caught up in like, okay, I need to get whether it's a plane ticket or a bus ticket or I don't know, a hotel, whatever that is. People probably get caught up in that and they forget like, maybe I should capture that moment as well. So
everything, even filling. I mean, one of my favorite pictures of myself is I'm actually filling up one of my vehicles with gas. We stopped at a gas station. And one of my friends just snapped a photo. And I mean, this winter in Point, my boyfriend and I got stuck on Highway 11. Horrible highway up here in Ontario. Never drive it. Yeah. But winter snowstorm, we were taking 2 side-by-sides up to get wrapped at ECD Customs. And we got stuck in a snowstorm. It was one of the best videos I've ever, I like 10,000 people
I think I even saw this. Yeah.
Right? Yeah. Like it was ridiculous. And it was just purely, we were there. I was like, hey, let's grab a video of it. It's perfect.
Right.
Take advantage.
That's good stuff. That's good stuff. I know that's one thing that I started doing when I'm prepping for like my snowmobile trips is I put my HMK socks on. I'm like, man, these are kind of cool, but like, take a little picture, a little Insta story, and maybe like 10 people like it. I don't know, but that's good.
All it is you're doing it, and your sponsors. The thing is, even if you don't get too many views to begin with, the whole key here is you want to build that relationship with your sponsors. So the really big way people get ahead in the social media game is, of course, giving stuff away. Everyone likes free stuff. But you need to have support from your sponsor before you start having that stuff to give away. So by showing your sponsors that, hey, I'm active before an event, I'm super active at an event, they're going to start to want to get involved with you. So you can start small. Even yourself, invest and buy a couple tickets to the event you're going to be racing at. Say, run a campaign leading up to the event. Someone wins tickets. Next time, when your sponsors donates a hat, they donate goggles. The bigger you get, the bigger your sponsors are going to respond, as long as you're still, a great person and promoting them properly.
Right. Looks like you have at least one other person on here that knows about Highway 11. So apparently it's a rough stretch in old Canada there.
We know.
Well, that's good. So what about when you're at an event? So let's talk about that. Maybe there's 2 weeks ahead of time where you're getting social media stuff prepped. What about when you're there?
Absolutely. So when you're at an event, you're going to want to post as much as you possibly can. Sometimes it's the last thing on your head. So it's really important if you have a person that's with you that you can rely on to, grab some photos, maybe even post for you. If you have someone to post for you, you're mint. You got it. Like, that's gold.
That's a ticket.
So really post as much as you can. Yeah. My short list kind of thing is I say post when you arrive at an event. You got lots of content from sign in to set up to meeting up with your friends. Not to utilize your friends' followers, but it's always awesome to tag your friends and get that social media going for them as well. So that's always an easy one right off the first day. Definitely the following day when you start your racing, if there's practice, that's always nice. If you can get a friend to take some photos for you, that's always cool. Yep. If you have a lot of money, you can hire a photographer like me to just take pictures of you and send them to you live.
Yeah, maybe not even like you. Maybe you. It could just be you.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, I travel. I have a U.S. visa. Yep. I like to go to the States.
Perfect.
Anywhere, really. I'll go anywhere. But, of course, practice, driver's meeting, into the race day. Definitely, if you can, it's really nice if you can post in between your motos. I mean, if you lose or you have a really bad race, it happens. Sponsors, people, we're not going to expect you to win every time. We're not going to expect your equipment to work every time. Reality check. So post. If you had a really bad moto, just say, guys, had a really bad moto. Can't wait to come back in the second one. If you win, great. You can brag all you want, whatever. But just be positive all the time. That's what sponsors really, really like, is a positive attitude. So, post after your motos if you can. Before a final, absolutely. And then after a final, it's really important. Same thing. Thank your sponsors. Take that opportunity. Win, lose, draw, break. Hopefully not break yourself. But your sponsors, just thank your sponsors, and let them know this is a really key time too, that when you're thanking everyone and letting them know how you did at the previous event, let them know when your next event is, so they'll stay tuned.
No, that's good. So one thing is, if you do break yourself, just, hey, it happens, right? I mean, this is a dangerous sport that we live in. If you do, I've seen some people get some pretty good engagement, like a Ken Roxon, off of posting just the most gnarly, like ripped up version of his arms. Or, I mean, I don't want to see it, but a lot of people do. So yeah, it's something to keep in mind.
Absolutely. I know. I always seem to say, like, I love those photos though. So if you can find the photo or the video of yourself crashing, you gotta post that. Yeah, it's almost critical.
Oh yeah. Definitely. I just wanted to call out a comment that Corey Johnson made on here too. Sharing the event if one's created on Facebook. That way, people who care about it, they can get more exposure to it. So that's a good tip. Appreciate you sharing that, Corey.
Absolutely.
That's good. I honestly forget about this. I forget about this all the time when I'm actually at an event or out riding or doing something. I forget to do posts. Like, I see some of the people who have really strong Instagram followings, for example, and they've got like 30 stories, in a 24-hour event. Yeah, and if I get like 3, I mean, I'm high-fiving myself for that. So I kind of like the idea of having somebody else maybe that's with you say, hey, why don't you snap a few of these for me while I'm, I don't know, engaging with sponsors or with fans or whatever it is. That's good.
Absolutely. That's the big thing too. I noticed like some people are super big in certain things. Don't always fret like that, because I mean, like me, my Instagram's garbage right now. It's something I haven't been working on because I haven't had the time to work on. But I'm admitting that. So, I mean, don't hide that. Facebook's more where my stuff is. My boyfriend's big on YouTube. That's his thing, but nothing on Facebook. So just because you're not as strong in somewhere, you don't need to capitalize on it, but definitely try and push some of your event stuff there as well. If you can do a live on Instagram, it's great, but Facebook is also awesome because it lasts. Can we watch it?
Definitely. That is one of the reasons why this show is happening on Facebook versus Instagram is, the content stays there. It's easy to download the video and publish it to YouTube or, the podcast, whatever. So that is one of the advantages right now that I see of Facebook Live over Instagram, whereas I do normally prefer Instagram for just general posting stuff.
Mm-hmm.
Hey, speaking of people who dominate social media, Sean Endel, what's up, man? He was on last week, so if you guys want to watch his show, just scroll down a little bit further in this feed when this is done. Scroll down further and check his out.
Definitely watch Sean's. Sean's a good buddy of mine. He raced snowcross back in the day in Ontario. Yeah.
So I also wanted to ask about like resumes and I don't know, like hero cards. What are the things that people should be bringing if they're just going to an event?
Definitely when you're going to an event, if you can, bring autograph posters. I mean, every kid and teenager and people mostly love posters. Autograph posters, whether you're a pro or whether you're, even just a kid. I've had one of my kids do up little VIP handout lanyards that they handed out to everyone, and they love them. Everyone loves them. They're super cute. So bringing stuff like that to an event is definitely, if you have sponsors that are going to give you lanyards, things like that, you can definitely utilize those at an event. Sponsor resumes, I don't know if it's as critical just because you don't often meet people at the races, so to speak, in a case where you're going to actually have it with you. I'd have a stack with you always in your race trailer or in your vehicle even, so that they're handy. But I mean, I wouldn't be trying to shove it in your race jacket as you rode off to the trail,
Right. Looks like Sean's trying to sell some resumes from you too, so nice work, Sean.
Sean.
Yeah. Well, hey, I could ask questions all night, but I don't know. Just a reminder for people, if you're watching, shoot a question on here, leave it in the comments section, and we'll go ahead and answer it. Even if it's not about live events, if it's about what else can Shelby actually do. Hey, there's a question. What can't Shelby do? That is the question. So, okay, we're going to challenge you with this question. What can you not do? What are you not capable of doing? Go.
Oh, I really don't like the gucky stuff in the bottom of the dishwasher.
Okay, I see this. I see this as a challenge. Definitely.
I definitely that's the job.
I think I asked this in the original podcast too. Like, what motorsport have you not done yet?
Oh, I mean, there's tons. I mean, there's so many, right? I mean, I haven't done lawnmower racing. I haven't gotten to do Baja. I mean, there's watercross. Technically, I only rode on a sled. I didn't drive. I've never raced jet skis. There's a list a mile long, but one day I will conquer that list.
And so I can add another one to the list. I'm going out on a limb here, but I do not think that you've done a combine demolition derby either. Am I right?
A combine? Like
combine? Like, yeah, like big old like harvesting combine.
When and where? When and where?
Monroe County Fair, Michigan. Monroe, Michigan. I don't know when. Okay, sometime every year. This is like a legit thing. One of my buddies does it every single year, and they go all out. They buy a combine like a year ahead of time, you know,
That's
make
expensive.
It all fancy looking, and then just destroy it. Yeah, I mean they probably dump a couple grand into it, but they don't get like legit brand new combines. They get some beat up ones. So.
Oh, I figured that. Yeah, you smash up derbies, you don't do Prius on the lot, you know.
Right. Looks like also we found out that Shelby can't take time off of work. So just another note there. Oh,
I know, hey, I never do.
Dropping phones.
I never take off work. I'm dropping phones. There, we're back. Yeah, no, I don't know what time off is, you know.
Yeah.
I'm having too much fun sometimes, though. It's really hard. Yeah, like events are exciting, and I like editing afterwards, but, yeah, you know, it comes.
Yeah. So we talked a lot about what to do at a live event, but what about what not to do? Are there some things that people should just avoid entirely?
Absolutely. I say put social media down after 9 o'clock. That's key, unless you're racing, you know. But I mean, definitely try to leave the booze out of it. Watch your language if you're live. Learn how to tag your sponsors properly. That's a big one. I see people like, you know, they write their sponsors, but they don't tag, they don't get the hashtag thing. That's just easy kind of stuff you can check. Google. It's really simple. Just figure out how to tag your sponsors properly. That's a big one. Just be a role model. You're always being watched. There's always kids around that are growing up in this sport that want to get involved. There's always potential sponsors. Work on your reflexive.
The whole phone thing, if people are listening to the audio only version of this, they are gonna not understand what's going on right now. But the phone is actually, it has a mind of its own right now, and I can hear somebody in the background laughing too. That's awesome. It's good. It's good stuff.
Yeah. That's funny.
Well, that's cool.
So yeah,
that's awesome. Yeah, Sean need a kickstand for that phone. Actually, Sean, you should send one over her way. Just mail it to her. Maybe you can put like your name and laser inscribed on the side of it or something, or like MBRP on the side of it. That'd be pretty cool. Little kickstand.
Oh yeah, there we go.
But
another sponsor hit up.
So I did see someone mention, I just have to pull it out. It wasn't really a question, but a sled mud bog. That's a thing? I've never heard of that. Looks like,
I didn't see that.
Heinz Haman said, come on out and do the sled mud bog with me. Like, oh, okay. That sounds fun.
Oh.
That sounds interesting.
I need a sled, though. So Heinz is actually the buddy that's sponsoring me to race the Jeep with the TMR series. His wife got a new machine, and they decided they wanted some more girls in the sport. And they gave their old machine up for Amanda Brackett and I to race. And so that's pretty cool. So that's another cool way to get some good followers and get some attention if you got a spare machine. Man, let someone else race. Perfect.
Yeah, definitely. Actually, that brings up a good point. One thing I've been seeing different people do is pulling in kind of like celebrities to come in and ride in their vehicle, especially with like a side-by-side. I know Jim
Oh,
Beaver
yeah.
does it with the Razor Star car, and he just had Dak Shepard in, like that was cool. And he's
Oh,
had
there's
Travis
crazy stuff
Pastrana
with
in.
it. Yeah.
Yeah, it's really cool. But I've seen a couple other people do it, like Jimmy Moore with Bold Racing. He's bringing on 4x4 Barbie. Her name's Pleasant Cook. She's coming in for
Right.
Vegas to Reno. And I think that's pretty cool to bring people in that have a different following as well, that you can, you're going to be tagging them on social media and they're going to be tagging you, and it just creates a whole new element to the whole event.
That's a really cool thing. So the side-by-side series that I cover in the U.S. is called the Terracross Championships. They do just that, right? They bring in all the different celebrities from different realms, everything from racing to skateboarding to, I don't know, they bring in hockey players, who like celebrity people who want to race it and then try out side-by-side racing. It's a really cool series, but just that,
Yeah.
they capitalize on other people and bringing them together from different industries. It's a really cool way to build your sponsors.
Definitely. Well, Shelby, I don't know if you have any last minute parting advice, but we're getting ready to close things out. So I don't know if there's one or two little tips that you kind of want to leave us with.
I mean, that's really it. Every opportunity, kind of think about your sponsors, tag them, share them, show them the love. They're going to give it back to you tenfold. Yeah, that's really all it is. If you guys have questions, feel free to email me, contact me on social media. Of course, follow me for all my awesome action and extreme stuff. If there's something cool you want me to come do or check out, Canada, US, let me know. And I'm always up for a road trip. So that's really all. Thank you, Josh, for having me. That's fantastic. It was great to go live.
I appreciate you coming on. And if people want to listen to the full interview, I did put it in the link. So hers was episode 28. I think I'm on 80 something now. They're just cranking these episodes out. But
I know.
Go back, listen to 28. It's good stuff. Well, hey, appreciate it. You have a fantastic rest of your night. And everybody else, thanks. Take care.